Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Transformation to Expansion with your host, LaJoie Bradley. Today we're going to take things slow, easy, peaceful, okay, chill. And we're going to have a little talk about, some of the health transformations that I think a lot of us are going through right now during this time. A lot of us, we are experiencing either the collective anxiety or emotional stress that other people are feeling, or we're experiencing our own, or a combination of both. And unfortunately or fortunately, emotions, they are very, very much deeply connected to our bodies. Whether it's, being emotionally exhausted or being socially exhausted, our bodies are directly connected to these emotions. So, for example, like if you've had any of those times where, like, you were just super social, like maybe like going out every day or always talking to people, always around people for like a week straight, and then your body suddenly gets sick, right? This is your body communicating to you that, like, hey, we need a break. I don't want to be social for a little bit. I need to recharge the battery, right? And so our body is like really, really deeply connected to these emotions. And so when we do get triggered, when we do get a when we go through emotional experiences, which is what a lot of people are going through currently, it does have an effect on our bodies. And it actually creates, it can create trapped emotions or trapped energy in our bodies. And I talked about that in a previous episode. Y'all can check out that episode. But today I wanted to talk to y'all about a specific experience I've recently gone through and how I was able to process it. Okay. And this is kind of in the moment, right? This is kind of in the moment with the resources that I had. Okay. Because this is the other thing too. A lot of us who are going through this, um, we might not have access, and a lot of us don't have access to the resources that I think, maybe affluent people might have, but we do have access to information. And I really want to empower y'all to start tapping in to the information that we have. And, AI has made this so much more easier, so much more accessible for y'all, to the point where, if you do have trapped energy in your body, if you do have trapped emotions, tap into those resources. There really is no excuse to not do anything about it, right? But recently, out of the blue, and I think it's really a combination of like I said, feeling the collective energy and also experiencing just trapped emotions coming back and like over and over and over again. Y'all know from the Scorpio new moon that happened back in like October, November. I know a lot of y'all felt it. A lot of y'all felt that shift, that kind of unavoidable shift that a lot of us tried to avoid. We tried to like hold on to what it was that we really wanted to experience, even though maybe that might not have been where we were meant to go or the direction we were meant to go in. A lot of us held on to it, right? And when we hold on to the things that we don't want to let go of, we meet resistance, or we meet a push into the direction we're supposed to go into, whether or not we like it. And sometimes that push comes with tears, okay? But, the past couple of months, I've been processing a lot of these emotions. I've been teaching y'all some of the techniques that I've learned of, practiced, modified over the past couple of years that have really helped me process my emotions. But recently, I came into something really interesting. So last week, man, was it really last week? No, it was last Friday. After work, I was coming back home on the way from work, and I felt this like really sharp stabbing pain, like right underneath my rib cage, like right here. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, kind of came out of nowhere, and I was like, that really hurts, but it's gone. Maybe it's just one of those things where it's like, oh, it'll just go away, right? And so I was like, okay, it's chill, whatever, it's fine. So, I'm sitting like on the bus, and then about 10 minutes later, it comes up again. And I'm like, what is going on? So I start to investigate, what is, because I know it's an organ, but I'm like, what is going on right here? So I looked up, and I'm teaching y'all right now. Okay, listen, like I'm teaching y'all how I like investigated what my body was trying to communicate to me, right? Because whenever we feel pain, whenever we feel any unusual feelings in our organs in our body is trying to communicate something to us. And now a lot of us, not a lot of us, but a lot of Americans especially, we are, taught from a really early age to just, take ibuprofen, take painkillers to stop that. But which is, it's an, I don't want to say it's an okay temporary solution, but it's a solution to the symptom of the pain, right? But it doesn't really solve the whole problem. It doesn't heal what the main issue is. That being said, I needed to figure out what it was that was hurting right here. So the first thing I did was I went online and I looked at a diagram of the digestive system. And okay, I'm just going to show y'all on here. And so basically, I looked up the digestive system, okay? Where is it? Right here. Okay, I'm sorry for those of y'all who didn't want to see this, but we seeing it, okay? And you want to, obviously, if you're a woman, look for a woman diagram. If you're a man, look for a man diagram. That's like the biggest thing too. If you're a woman, don't look for the man diagram, because there's some things that are a little different, okay? But long story short, I ended up figuring out that it was, is this the one that I want? Where's the diagram that I want? There was a diagram. This is the diagram that I want. I'm like, can I show this? I think I can. There you go. I can show that. Okay, so yeah, I just need to make sure. So, so I basically figured out that it was my gallbladder that was kind of like releasing all of this pain. And when I say like it didn't stop, like it was really weird because it wasn't like consistent. It would pop, I would have that stabbing pain, and then maybe 10, 15 minutes later, it would come up again. And then that was it. And so I was like, okay, well, I know it's my gallbladder, so let me figure out, what I can do now in this moment, because I'm not, I'm commuting, so I didn't have access to because at this point I was on a boat basically going back home. I didn't have access. There's no, maybe they had a first aid kit, but they didn't really have, there's no store or doctor I could go to. So I was like, I have to figure this out. So so the first thing I did was look at the gallbladder meridian. And this is something that I got from a Udemy course that talks about energy healing, okay? And you can get a certificate in this. But one of the things that I've learned about energy healing is you can actually trace the meridians to release energy. And so that's what I did. I had to trace the meridian lines for my gallbladder to release the energy. And I set the intention. I said, hey, we're going to release this energy. I traced it about 4 times and it actually worked. So I didn't feel any more pain after that for about 30 to 40 minutes, which was actually a lot more than before, right? But 30, 40 minutes later, it still came up, right? And I was like, what is going on? So I knew it was my gallbladder. So the first thing I was like, okay, maybe I have gallstones, which is really odd and weird because like I said, like, I don't think I said this, but I'm a pretty healthy eater. Like I start all of my mornings with chia seeds, blueberries and walnuts. And it's pretty healthy. Now I'll admit weekends, I usually splurge on the weekends. I eat kind of whatever I want for breakfast or whatever. Yeah. Whatever I'm doing that day. Sometimes I won't eat until lunch. But I was reading, the causes of having gallstones, and I was like, because pretty sure I don't have high cholesterol because I don't even eat like a lot of meat like that. Like I usually eat fish, maybe 3 or 4 times a week. And then dark meat, I might eat once a month, And that's another thing for another conversation because with my blood type, I do have to eat dark meat, but it's really hard to have access to dark meat that would actually benefit my body. So to make up for that, I always start my mornings with chia seeds, which have all of the amino acids that my body needs to, to just be itself and be healthy. But on Friday, I still had problems with my gallbladder. Then even moving on to Saturday, I still had these issues popping up. So I was like, okay, I need to find some solutions to help me, you know, flush my gallbladder out, because that was one of the things you need to start to, or if you have gallstones, you need to break them down. So I started to do some research and I found a cleanse, and this is the cleanse that I used. And honestly, this was okay. It was good. It was a good cleanse. I think it did the job, because at this point I don't have any more pain. And it's about what, 6 or 7 days later. So I was able to clear up all of that within 6 or 7 days. But this is mostly vinegar. So just get apple cider vinegar. I don't think this is necessarily like, it has, yeah, I took a lot of milk thistle too, which I don't know, is it up there? Give me a second, y'all. I'm gonna get the milk thistle for those of y'all who need to see it. Where is it? Oh. Okay, for those of y'all on the audio, well, I'll describe everything. So the first thing I looked up was, you know, dandelion and milk thistle were the two things that everybody says is really good for your gallstones. So luckily, and burdock root. Luckily, I don't know how, but at the little like bargain market or whatever, they had this. So I was able to get it. It's a milk thistle complex, but it was great because it had everything I needed. It has milk thistle, dandelion, and yellow dock. And and so I took a lot of these. Like, I think I took like 6 the first day. Like, and it's day 6 and it's filled up to here now. Like, I literally took a lot of these because this was all I had for a couple of days. So I took this, and I don't want to say it helped with the pain, because really it didn't reduce the pain like at all, to be honest. But I knew it would help with the situation, so I took it anyway. And I was still doing the practices with the meridian. Okay, that was the other big thing. I was still doing these practices whenever, like, as soon as I had some pain come up, I would do these about 3 or 4 times. Okay, maybe not every time, but you know, at least a couple of times a day, to help with that. But again, this was just to pass, I don't want to say, this was just to kind of make the system flow a little bit more, but it's not necessarily, I think you have to do this a lot for it to really heal that part of your body. But then I took this, and this is, like I said, I think it's mostly just apple cider vinegar with stevia, which I don't like. It has a bunch of other stuff in it: artichoke leaf, grapefruit, turmeric root, and then chanca piedra. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this was another thing. I didn't try it, and we're gonna get to the solution in a second, because there is one. I think this is the one that actually did the trick. But chanca piedra. So that's actually one that I found on Amazon. It's like a Peruvian herb, and it's supposed to be good for gallstones also. I didn't try it for this. I actually went to I relied more on Chinese medicine. I researched some herbs in Chinese medicine that would help with this, so that's what I ended up using. And I'll talk about the product that I used for that in a second. And this isn't sponsored or anything like that. I'm just trying to show y'all a system just in case there is a time where you will not have access to a doctor. Okay, y'all know this channel, y'all know what this is, but I really want y'all to be able to learn from this situation of things that you can do to help you if you don't have access to a doctor. Okay, this is like super, super important, because unfortunately we are coming up in times where you will not have access to medical, and you need to try to figure this out on your own. Okay, if this is with or without insurance, it doesn't matter. But this was good. I did this, but the thing about this is, you know, it only has 8 servings, and basically within a day and a half, I finished it, which was good because I really wanted to just flush out everything. So this was great in that regard. But like I said, like, it's mostly apple cider vinegar. And then the thing with these, it says like chanca piedra, but like, I don't know how many milligrams it has of this. You know, it says it has beetroot, lemon juice, potassium citrate, blueberry, but again, I don't know how much of it is in here, you know. And it was given apple cider vinegar, like, a lot. So that's why I was like, I think you should just use apple cider vinegar, but you have to make sure to take it multiple times throughout the day. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about the winner, which is what I really feel actually broke down the gallstones and made the pain completely go away within 2 days, within 2 days, y'all. Okay. And real quick, the reason why I got this one is because, you know, when I looked up the Chinese herbs to help with this, the one Chinese herb that came up, let me see, because it's on here, is, oh, girl, I was like, can I pronounce this? Lysimachia. I'm literally just sounding it out, because aerial parts extract, and licorice root, and then coin leaf. That was the other one. So those were so coin leaf, and then it's like nope, I'm not gonna try to say it in Chinese. Let me see real quick if I can find it. But basically this was the herb that, you know, in Chinese medicine people use a lot for your gallstones. And so at first I was just gonna get the powder. Oh, Jin Quan Chow. Yeah, Jin Quan Chow. It's a traditional Chinese medicine herb that is commonly used to treat jaundice, hepatitis, okay, and gallstones. Okay, so yeah, so I found that, and then so I was gonna get the powder and just use the powder and put it in tea, like a normal traditional Chinese medicine person. But then I found these tablets and I was like, you know what, why not? Let me look into it. So I found these tablets. It's called Stone Free. It is by Planetary Herbals, okay? And what I liked about it is when I looked at the ingredients, it had this in it, okay? So, and it's the proprietary blend, okay? So every 3 tablets that you take has this. And they actually give you directions on this. They say 2 tablets in the morning and then 3 tablets in the evening between meals. I think I took 2 tablets in the morning, and then I took 3 tablets in between each meal. Okay, so basically between lunch and then snack, I had 3, and I don't really do dinner. So between that snack and my second snack in the evening, I took another 3 tablets because I really wanted to flush everything out. And it works perfectly, you know, it was really good. And it's still up to here, you know, so I didn't even use that much. But this works really well. And again, I like it because it has the 2 Chinese herbs that were recommended when I did my search, okay? But this works really, really, really well. I think this is what really did the trick, okay? But basically, I wanted to show y'all this system because I really want y'all to have your own system just in case. We know the times we're getting into with Pluto and Aquarius. We know, you know, how things are going to be a lot different for us moving forward. And so I really want y'all to really learn from this and find your own way of supporting your body, reconnecting to your body, really feeling your body. Your body knows. It was crazy because even when I was feeling that pain, first thing in my head, I was like, okay, it's my gallbladder, like first thought. And then I started to doubt myself. You know, it was one of those things where I was like, no, maybe it's my liver. Maybe it's, and it's like, you know, your body, we are connected to our bodies. Like we know what it is. You know, if you are looking up, like if I looked up the digestive system, and I looked at the whole digestive system, and your body, like literally, you don't even have to know what the digestive system looks like off the top of your head, because I sure don't. I'm gonna tell you right now, I really don't. All you need to do, literally, okay, this is a diagram of a man's body before y'all start. All you need to do is look at a diagram, okay? And your brain is automatically going to tell you what it is that is being affected, okay? It's nothing, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to like go, I mean, you can go to a doctor if you really feel you need to go to a doctor and it's an emergency, go to a doctor, obviously, right? But again, these are for those situations where you might not have access to a doctor, or you might not have access to a doctor immediately, okay? Find your own way of connecting to your body and listening to your body and hearing what it needs, okay? And hearing what it is. But this was one of those things, like I said, like I'd never really studied anatomy. I didn't take anatomy in high school. I did like major in biology, but I strictly focused on plants because that's what I wanted to do. So I don't know much about the anatomy, but this was like perfect, right? If you are, and then there was some stuck energy here along my colon, and that's something I felt earlier too, like earlier that week, but then it passed. I think it just kind of moved on. But trust your body, get connected with your body. One other thing you can do, even if if there's no pain, nothing, but if you really want to reconnect with the inside of your body, like your bodily organs, one thing I absolutely love to do, and at some point I'll try to put a video on here about that because I haven't seen this on YouTube yet, is try to do a yoga nidra for your body. But instead of focusing on, your foot, your ankle, your knee, focus on your organs, okay? You might have to do this one time, with a diagram to see where everything is. But just pay attention. That's it. Just give attention to your body. Give attention to, you can start with your heart. Then you can give attention to your lungs. Then you can give attention to your stomach and your pancreas, and just spend a moment. It doesn't have to be a big thing, right? Spend a moment. If you can do this before bedtime, that would be great, because when you sleep, that's when your body rejuvenates. Your digestive system really starts to move actually when you sleep. So it's really, really important to get reconnected with your body, okay? Whenever we feel pain, whenever there's, if you feel dis-ease in your body, you really have to start getting more connected with your body, getting more connected with how your body moves, and just giving it more attention in the basic, more simplest way. Give it attention. That's it. That's literally it. It's not even about, exercising would be great. It would be nice. Your body would love that, but it's not necessarily about exercising. It's just giving your body attention. That's it. Taking a moment where all you're focused on is, the colon. All you're focused on is your liver. All you're focused on is your lungs. Really spend some time with your body, okay? Your body is like one of the best mechanisms to help you navigate through life, okay? So I really wanted to talk to y'all about that this week. And of course, as usual, there is a free resource on the Wellness Library. And if you comment below, if you watched all the way to the end and you comment below, I will give you access to a free resource, okay? You got to comment below, and you got to comment that you watched until the end, okay? Y'all know how it goes. So make sure to do that. And I will definitely make sure to give you access to some healing techniques, and maybe even just some meridian techniques to really help you navigate and learn how your body is connected, okay? But again, for real quick, for those of y'all who need to see what I used, again, I started with milk thistle because this is what I had access to immediately. Didn't really help. It helped. I think it helped a little bit. I think it reduced the pain, because I still felt that stabbing pain come up even 2, 3, 4 days after I felt it, but it did reduce it. This just flushes out your system. And that's the other thing too that I think I learned from this experience. I need to start detoxing my system. Oh man, I'm like once a month, that's a lot, but at least every 6 months I'm gonna try to commit. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I do it at least once a year. I definitely do it, whether it's through fasting, whether it's through a forced detox, like what happened this past week. But I think at least once every 6 months would be great. I think that's a good start. I think eventually I would like to do it every month, but I'm going to take baby steps on that. And then this was the magic. This was what completely cleared it out, made all the pain go away. The only thing with this was I had to wait to get it because I had to order it off of Amazon. That was my only thing about it. I wish it was more instant, but also, the environment. So I get why it's not instant. But that was my only complaint about this. But this worked. So if you do, have somebody who who needs more support for their kidney or their gallbladder, highly, highly, highly recommend. Yeah, this was great. And it's created by Planetary Herbs, a licensed acupuncturist and clinical herbalist, Michael Tierra. Oh, that's cute. It's Tierra. It's like land, right? Okay. A clinician since 1972, Michael is an authority on the world's herbal traditions and has authored several respected, I'm sure. The only thing is you don't use this if you're pregnant may become pregnant or are breastfeeding. So that's good to know. That's good to know. But this is it. This was, oh, and it's called Stone Free. For those of y'all listening, it's called Stone Free. It's by Planetary Herbals, but you can get this off of Amazon. And for those of y'all who live in the cities, you might even be able to get this like overnight. But for me, it took a couple days. That was my only thing. So I had to like power through the pain. But yeah, I really want to just empower y'all for a little bit. And, you know, I should have probably started off by saying this. You know, I'm not a Chinese herbalist person. But I'm just one of those people who are really connected to the body, and I'm always looking for natural ways, natural solutions to reconnect to my body at the end of the day, right? Because when we have those pains, when we have any ailments coming up, that's a disconnect from our body. So we need to have more reconnection. And again, the best way to do that, to start to do that at least, is just to give your body some attention. That's it. That's all you need to do. That's what exercising is about. That's what stretching is about. That's what meditation is about at the beginning. But that's it. It's really so simple. Just give it some attention. And again, if you could do this right before you sleep, that's the chef's kiss. That's perfect, especially your digestive system, right? Because it's very active at night actually when we sleep. It's processing. So yeah, so that's gonna be it for this week. I love y'all so much, and I'll see y'all next week. Make sure to like and subscribe as per usual. Okay. I love y'all so much. Peace.